Good evening. I am Jermaine Jones, the chairman of the Respect Board of Directors. I would like to welcome you to Respect's fundraiser Stand Up Against Bullying. This is our 20th year providing programming to audiences of all ages, as we have advocated for our mission of building healthy relationships through the use of theater and community collaboration. Through our 20 years, Respect has provided data-driven programming to audiences totaling nearly 600,000. Tonight, you will hear from our honorary chairs for this event, John and Carol McGinn, as well as from our founder and executive director, child psychologist, Dr. Patricia Newman. You will see some scenes from some of our new programming that has been developed specifically to support kids through challenges stemming from COVID-19 and the conflicts and strong emotions surrounding a range of behaviors that stretch from identity-based bullying to racism. Finally, you can share our appreciation as special members from the community, board, and staff are honored. With this, I would like to introduce to you our honorary chairs, John and Carol McGinn. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Carol and I want to welcome you to Respect's 2020 virtual fundraiser. Our introduction to Respect was when we were invited to attend a Respect performance at St. Gerald's Elementary School in Ralston over 15 years ago. Carol and I were amazed to see how the energy of live theater can keep kids engaged and encourage them to talk, share, and listen about things that matter to them and about each other.
It's such a fun way to learn. They learn from the characters on stage, and after the play, they learn from the actors and their peers. The teachers also learn from watching and listening to their students. And all the topics are so very important.
There can never be enough opportunities for children and adults of all ages to practice the skills of listening, empathy, sharing perspective, and finding new and different ways to live in peace and understanding with others. As Dr. Newman says, we tell kids you don't have to be everyone's friend, but it is important to learn to treat everyone with respect.
We have supported Respect for many years. At one time, I was a member of the Respect Board of Directors, and our foundation supports Respect programming for the inner city Catholic schools of the Archdiocese of Omaha.
This is a special event tonight for us because Respect is honoring Chip Thompson, Ilana Weiss, and as Volunteer of the Year, a dear friend of ours, Sister Marie Micheletto, a Sister of Mercy and a longtime Respect board member. We encourage you all to learn more about Respect tonight and in the future, and to be safe and well. Thank you for your support of Dr. Newman, the actors, staff, and the mission of Respect.
Hi, thank you all for coming. And thank you to the people who helped get us to an evening of standing up against bullying. They are my dear friends, people I would love to grow up and be like, Carol and John McGinn, our honorary chairs. Also, our sponsors, Scott and Cindy Hyder, the John and Carol McGinn Family Foundation, Union Pacific, Sonny Gerber Auto Sales, Harry A. Koch and Company, and D.A. Davidson and Company. I'd also like to thank our fundraising chairs, Kevin Hutchison and Paige Amick, Respect staff leader Paige Brenneman, as well as the entire committee who worked very hard, Deborah Kaplan, Beth Wilderman, Gretchen Mack, who also is the chairman of our incredible silent auction, Jermaine Jones, Alana Weiss, Morgan and Walter Hecht, who are also responsible for the fabulous meals that many of you picked up, and many thanks to the board and staff of Respect. I'd also like to do a special shout out to Gay Angel McTate, who has become our clinical consultant and who is working with us on the development of our new programs and talkbacks. We have a brief program for you this evening, and it's composed of scenes from 4 of our new plays that have been developed specifically for students to help them respond to many of the feelings, thoughts, experiences, and events that they've experienced very likely so far in 2020. Although it's our preference and expertise to utilize theater in a live format, our team, understanding the health and safety concerns and restrictions of multiple sites that we perform at, has transformed our catalog. We will be offering virtual programs, old and new, via multiple platforms, and taking questions and interacting with students via electronic media. Virtual handouts for students are being developed, and we are doing our best to accommodate individual needs of schools and youth-serving organizations. Students and adults, now more than ever, need a place, time, and process to share their feelings and have conversations and dialogues about how they can best help themselves and help their peers, and to learn about the resources that are available to them for support. They need to learn that they're not alone, there's help and hope, and that this happens best, that life is most full when we understand from each other that a person is a person no matter what your identity. And now, Respect presents to you scenes from Patching Things Up, Bub Meets Scrub, Scraps, Top Secret, and Headlines of Hate.
We'll begin with Patching Things Up, a spin-off of our play Puppy Pals for kindergarten and younger. This play takes place in a virtual world where Snuggles and Cutie go on a walk and end up meeting an animal very different from them, Patch the cat. This play teaches students how to accept our differences, how to stay safe during the COVID-19 pandemic, how to cope with big feelings, and how important it is to treat all living creatures with kindness.
How will we meet new friends?
Oh, easy. I'll just do my Puppy Pals rap. You know, pick a new friend and a time to meet. Make sure it's a time that's super sweet. Because if you pick a time that's really bad, you might end up feeling really sad. Without a friend. Step 2, walk up to your friend, but not too close. And please stay calm.
Hey! Shh!
What's going on with your Cutie? Are you okay?
I'm okay, but what's happening?
There's a very, very scary cat blocking our way. Hey, don't you know that you are supposed to stay 6 feet away from us?
Don't you know that this is my territory and you're trespassing?
Who are you?
I'm Patch. I live in that greenhouse over there, and this is my turf.
Well, I don't know what that means.
It means that I don't let dogs walk down this street. This is my street. In case you haven't heard, dogs and cats don't like each other. We're natural enemies.
That doesn't sound right. I have lots of cat friends at the shelter.
What? Just Cutie, just don't get too close. We are supposed to stay 6 feet apart from anyone who doesn't live in our house, remember?
Right. You'll have to help me with that, Snuggles, but still, cats and dogs can be friends. So many cats at the shelter were my good friends.
Yeah, well, you're not in the shelter now. This is the real world, and I was here first, so we play by my rules. Better go home before I start a giant cat fight and you both get hurt.
Oh, you don't own this block.
Says, I have lots of pals and they don't like dogs either.
Why not?
'Cause dogs are noisy. They growl and they yelp and bite. And they do dumb stuff like chase their own tails. Ugh, and they smell different.
Patch, don't you think you smell different to us? Not all dogs are alike and not all cats are alike, are they?
Who knows? About dogs anyway.
We're all different. We're all individuals and we each have some wonderful things to share with one another. Don't you think?
I doubt it.
Oh, come on, Cutie. Let's get out of here. Patch is making me really mad. She is being a big bully.
Wait, Snuggles. First, let's see if we we can make friends with Patch.
This next scene is from our new play, Bub Meets Scrub, for elementary age students. Scrub, an alien from planet Bubbalonia, who earned the award of Most Hygienic, comes down to visit his friend Bub on Earth to try to get her to come back to Bubbalonia so she'll be safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Archie and Bub teach Scrub about the skills needed to stay safe during the pandemic, like washing your hands, staying 6 feet apart from one another, and how we can deal with the big feelings associated with having to adjust to this new world.
Are you beginning to see why I like Earth so much?
I am beginning to. But how do humans deal with being cooped up all day? They must have big emotions that they need to let out, like excitement and joy, or anger and frustration, to name just a few.
Oh yes, Scrub, and it's important to feel those emotions, and we have a way to do it. It's called the stop and think routine.
The stop and think routine.
Yeah, whenever you're feeling really big emotions like excitement or happiness or joy, or you're mad or sad or confused, you can do the stop and think routine. It goes like this. First, put your hands up and say, stop. Then take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Next, point to your brain and say, think. Then let the wheels turn and ask, how can I help? That way, you can stop and think to yourself, why am I feeling this way? And what can I do about it so that I don't hurt anyone or their feelings?
Can anybody do it?
Sure, anyone can do it anytime they need to. The stop and think routine comes in handy whenever you have really big feelings that you just have to get out. Hey friends, why don't you stand up and do it with us? Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Stop. Think. How can I help? That was great, everybody.
Well, Bub and Archie, you must be missing your pals and wanting to go do things with them. How can you let your friends know you are thinking about them?
Well, there are lots of ways, actually. You can text them or face chat them.
You can play outside as long as we keep a safe distance from each other, and getting exercise and fresh air are good things to do.
You can call them.
We can include others, even people we don't know very well. We want to check in on everyone and make sure they're healthy and safe.
We can have an online hangout with a bunch of friends, old and new. It's called a virtual activity because it's on the computer. It's exactly what we're doing right now.
Well, do all of your friends have computers and phones and access to the internet?
Not everyone has a way to make safe contact. That's why I'm using an idea I got online from Emily Pappas of the Nora Project. It's called Bags of Love. You take paper bags and put your friends' names on them. I used colorful craft paper bags, but you could use anything you already have at home. And then you fill them with things that will remind your friends that you've been thinking about them while you were apart. It could be a card, or a poem, or a saying, or a piece of candy, or a piece of artwork, or even a fortune from a fortune cookie. I'm gonna keep adding to the bags until I can finally see my friends in person again. And then they'll be able to see how much I've been thinking about them while we were apart.
That is a great idea, and it all sounds terrific. But Bub, the elders want you to come back to Bubbalonia. We miss you and we worry about you.
Scrub, will you tell the elders and all my friends on Bubbalonia that I really miss them, but I really like living on Earth. Sure, sometimes I get sad and frustrated because of all the restrictions, but if we band together and keep up the good work of fighting the virus by doing all of the things we've talked about, then I have hope that we'll get back to the way things used to be really soon.
Well, okay, Bub. If you are staying, then I should probably head back to my spaceship, to the launching pad. Goodbye, Archie. It was nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you too, Scrub.
And farewell, Bub. Maybe someday I will come back to Earth so I can experience the sense of touch.
That's the great thing. Even with all the restrictions, we can still feel freshly cut grass, smell and touch beautiful flowers, sit underneath trees with all their cooling shade, green leaves, and so much more. Come on, Archie, let's go work on our friends' projects.
The next scene is from our new play, Top Secret, and shows the ways that COVID-19 affects families in different ways. Bruno and his family, who have taken in extra relatives who have lost their source of income because of the pandemic, are facing the challenges of staying afloat during these difficult times.
Ugh, Jamal, come on, dude. Where is he? He's always telling me not to be late. I'm not late this time. Where is he? Come on, dude. Oh, wait. There he is. Okay. Come on. Come on. Hey.
Hey,
What did Bruno tell you?
I can understand why he's mad.
Well, what's going on?
Well, I promised to keep it on the down low, but it's really bad at his house right now.
Tell me, please.
Well, I promised I wouldn't tell you.
Jamal?
Sorry. Besides, there's nothing we can do about it.
How do you know?
Because there's nothing he can do about it. It's all family stuff.
Duh. Didn't I tell you it was probably something with his dad?
Well, it's not his dad. It's a bunch of other things.
Jamal, listen. I solemnly swear that you can end our friendship on Instagram or wherever if I tell anybody Bruno's secret, okay? But can't we put our heads together and figure something out? I mean, maybe we can't help him, but I think we gotta try.
All right. But if I read or see any of the stuff I'm about to tell you, you're toast.
I get it, okay?
Well, first of all, his uncle got fired from his job, so he got evicted from their house. So the whole family had to move into Bruno's house. Bruno had to give up his bedroom for his aunt and uncle.
Oh man, I would hate that.
That's just part of it. They also have 4 kids, different ages. And his aunt has a couple of part-time jobs, so she's hardly ever home. And his uncle's either applying for jobs or is too depressed to care what his cousins do, so his cousins are just out of control. Messing with his video games, hogging his computer, writing on the walls with permanent marker, and wrecking his stuff.
Well, can't Bruno's parents say something to them?
They try. But it just causes these huge family fights. So everything's really tense. All the kids have to sleep together in the basement. Bruno used to escape to his treehouse, but his cousins took that over. He used to try to escape to the attic, but his own uncle's furniture is up there, so it's really hot up there. He gets stuck babysitting, and the other day he got so frustrated that he threw a box of crayons, the big box, at Maria, the 4-year-old.
That does not sound like Bruno. He didn't hit her with them, did he?
No, but he got in huge trouble. The crayons went all over and a bunch broke. Nobody has time to cook meals, so they eat fast food all the time, and no one can do laundry, so there's mountains of dirty laundry everywhere. His mom and dad are really frustrated all the time, too, because on top of all the stuff that I told you, they have to support 6 extra people.
This is so bad. How did you get him to tell you all of this?
I promise not to tell you.
Fine, whatever. You know, thanks for sticking up for me. But what are we gonna do about it?
Hey, I did all the research. What are you gonna do about it?
I don't know. I'm just a kid. But, well, maybe we can talk to your mom, right? I mean, isn't she the one that's coming up with all of these great ideas for you and your family?
I mean, yeah, but we can't make Bruno's family do all that stuff.
Well, no, but we could talk to my mom and your mom, and they could call Bruno's parents and offer to help.
No way. Then Bruno know I didn't keep his stuff secret. He'll never trust me again.
Jamal, I mean, it sounds like Bruno's family needs help from a lot of different kinds of people. These secrets, they just aren't good to keep.
I knew I would be sorry if I told you.
The next scene we are going to share with you is from our middle school program, Scraps. This play follows the storyline of Hannah, a new student at Mission Middle School. Hannah starts hanging out with the popular girl, Michaela Hawkins, and is excited about the prospect of meeting new friends. But things quickly turn south. In this show, we see the first-hand effects that identity-based bullying and cyberbullying can have on all the individuals involved.
Look out, everybody. Retard coming through over here.
Shut up, Michaela.
Oh, and a tough retard, too.
Michaela, if I'm so... Then how did I get an A on the test you got a D on in geography?
That's just because you got to take the SPED test, idiot.
Just leave me alone.
What are you gonna do about it, new girl?
Like this if you actually like Michaela Hawkins, and no, I don't mean if you're afraid of her. I'd be surprised if she even got a like from her mom, because she clearly doesn't get a lot of attention at home. How can one person be so stuck up? I think she has all those designer clothes to cover up how much she hates the way she looks. What do you guys think? Comment below.
Hashtag money can't buy love. Has anyone seen the principal? I need to make a report.
Michaela went straight to the principal's office the next day and told him all about the post I made. When he asked me if it was true, I said that it was, but that Michaela had provoked me. And I got a detention for cyberbullying, and Michaela didn't get in trouble at all. I told the principal everything that had been going on, and he said that while he understood why I did it, he didn't agree with the way I responded to Michaela. Actions have consequences regardless of the situation. And that's why I got the detention. And not only did I get in trouble, but it didn't solve any of my problems with Michaela. It just made her more aggressive towards me. That night, she posted this on social media.
Hey everybody. So since Hannah freaked out and made that post, I had to go to a meeting after school with Hannah, the counselor, and the principal. And at the meeting, she kept saying like how sorry she was and how she'd made such a big mistake. I didn't understand why she was being so nice, but since I'm such a nice person, of course I forgave her. And then she cried and asked me to walk her home, so I did. But on the walk home, she was being like really weird, like trying to hold my hand and stuff. She actually had the nerve to ask me out. I'm sorry, Hannah, but unlike you, I'm not gay. Anyway, I just thought you all should know.
Ripped from the headlines, Headlines of Hate is based on actual bullying events from the last 4 years. Each of the characters living in New Jersey, Missouri, and Oregon face identity-based bullying situations every day at school. We end these scene selections with the hope that audiences will strive to be accepting of everyone as they are and to always choose kindness.
New Jersey, the first football game of the season. Marco actually gets to play. He doesn't do well. Normally, a new student who's never played football before wouldn't get to play as much as Marco got to play. They lose the game, and all the blame gets placed on Marco. The next week, Marco is walking down the hallway on his way to class when he gets approached by one of his teammates.
Hey, yo, what was going on during that game?
Oh, I mean, it was my first game.
Look, I don't want to hear excuses. You should be way better than you are.
What? I've never played before.
Come on, look at yourself. Are you actually black, or are you just like a really tan Hispanic or something?
Yo, excuse me, that has nothing to do with this.
Dude, seriously, look at all the professional teams. You people are supposed to be good at sports. Bunch of wasted potential. You know, I guess it's true what they say. You all really are lazy.
And that was the day I went from the invisible transfer kid trying to blend in to the fake black kid on the football team. I tried to ignore it, but people wouldn't leave me alone. They would even pick fights with me in between classes and during gym class. I always tried to get away so I avoided getting physical, but they never got in trouble. But when I got cornered and had to defend myself, I always ended up being the one in detention. The reports would say that I was being aggressive or disrespectful. All I was trying to do was avoid another cut or bruise that I would have to later explain to my parents. It just got so frustrating. I just didn't know what to do.
Jesus' story continued. With graduation approaching and the bullying getting worse, the principal makes the decision to ask Jesus not to speak for his own safety. Disheartened, but not discouraged, Jesus convinces the school paper to allow him to put his new speech in the graduation edition of the paper.
I am gay. I am an immigrant. These are two things I cannot change about myself, but I wouldn't want to change them. See, I'm proud of who I am. My family is proud of who I am. And I can't pretend that I'm not disappointed at how people have reacted. I expected better, honestly. But I know holding a grudge and letting that hate and anger wash over me will only lead to more pain and heartache. So I've decided to forgive. Each of you that taunted or harassed me or bullied me is forgiven. And you might continue to harass or target me, and I will still forgive you. As you may have heard, I will no longer be giving the speech at graduation, so I just wanted to let everyone know that I wish you the best on whatever path you end up on.
Stephanie and Ray's story continued. The bullying and harassment has continued, and the two friends have stopped communicating altogether. Until one night, Stephanie receives a text from Ray.
Hey, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I just wanted to let you know that you probably shouldn't go to school tomorrow.
Why? What's going on?
I am just sick of getting beaten up and picked on. No one cares, and today he came up to me again and he said,
"Hey! So I'm sick of seeing your ugly face around school, so tomorrow I think I'm gonna break it for good. Hope your mom buys you a nice casket."
And I am just done. I can't take it anymore, and I'm gonna stop it once and for all. I don't want anything to happen to you by accident, so please just stay home.
Are you talking about what I think you're talking about? You can't do that. I know it's hard, but please don't do anything you'll regret. Hello? Ray?
Ray never responded to that text, or the 20 after that.
I knew Ray was talking about bringing a gun to school. I wasn't sure if he would actually do it, but he sounded serious. I didn't want to get him in trouble, and I didn't want to ruin our friendship, but if he actually did it and I didn't say anything, I don't know how I'd live with myself. I feel Ray's frustration. That bully needs to stop tormenting both of us, but this isn't the way. I didn't get much sleep that night. I just felt so hopeless.
Each of these stories is based on real events that have happened in the past 4 years. Not every case of identity-based bullying is this extreme, but they can be, and they can happen anywhere. The best thing to do in these situations is to report any incident you see and to be supportive and kind to everyone. We would like to end this program by showing you that some good can come of these situations.
Bridgeton, New Jersey. I told my parents about all the race-based bullying I was experiencing at school. After a few meetings with the staff, we decided it would be best if I changed schools. It was tough joining in the middle of the year, but eventually I found some new friends and things got a lot better.
Columbia, Missouri. I still got harassed and targeted a lot for being gay and being an immigrant. But some people did actually come up to me and apologize or say that they didn't like what was happening, they just didn't know what to do about it. And I also got accepted into my first choice college. It was hard, but I'm proud of who I am, and nobody can take that from me.
Medford, Oregon. I called the police early in the morning. Ray didn't end up coming to school that day and wasn't in school for a while after that. I also reported all the notes I had been getting, and there was actually footage on the school cameras of the bully doing it. He ended up getting expelled, and he might even be in more legal trouble. Eventually, Ray told me that he started seeing a therapist and he got the help he needed. I was so happy to hear that, and even happier to have my best friend back.
Each of you has the power to be an ally and a support for someone else.
We should all strive to be accepting of people as they are.
Kindness isn't always the easiest choice, but it's definitely the best one. Thank you for listening.
What follows the plays are activities designed to help audiences of all ages process the message. They can ask questions. There are opportunities to engage in role-playing to reinforce and try out what they have learned. They can share their ideas for success, along with exploring helpful alternatives to dealing with big emotions and problematic relationships. Audiences are also provided with access to supportive, local, regional, and nationwide resources. Respect strives always to ensure the issues are addressed in developmentally appropriate ways before we ever leave the discussion.
The Respect Board Member of the Year Award is presented to Sister Marie Micheletto this year. Sister Marie has been on the Respect Board since the very beginning. I met Sister when I was the Director of Family Therapy Services for Catholic Charities of Omaha. My office was across from hers, and I spent a great deal of time learning from her in that office. Sister is a member of the Sisters of Mercy of Americas. Their mission includes a focus on education, nonviolent and positive ways to facilitate systems-level change and growth, the respect of all people regardless of individual differences, and a need to support women, children, and families. I remember once at Catholic Charities, I entered my office to find that Sister and some fellow colleagues had decorated it for my celebration of Hanukkah. And often saying that with Sister across the hall, I felt I had a special mental health benefit in my employment package. Sister is one of the kindest, smartest, most open-minded and flexible women I know. She's a great teacher, leader, friend, and role model. Sister is always available to us, and there is no Respect staff person ever that has regretted time spent in a meeting with Sister. She keeps us focused on our mission and helped us write ours. I am blessed to be surrounded by so many inspiring people and people that help me grow as an individual as well as an executive director. She is one of those. Sister Marie, thank you for your help.
Thank you, Dr. Newman. You know, my gratitude goes to each of the people in respect to each one on the team, those behind the scenes and those on the stage and those here tonight for contributing to your giftedness to this meaningful endeavor. There's an old saying, it always goes better when we do it together. Dr. Newman has had a dream about how we build a world where people are respectful and caring for one another and for our world itself. Respect, too, for the common good, for purposeful life and living. Respect for one another is the why of Respect, too. The how is through stories. You know how you just love telling a story about something that happened and what you learned from it? Well, that's what happens there, through theater, so that children and teachers and adults can see and hear and have vocabulary to which to express their feelings, their needs, their fears, their angers in a respectful manner. So thank you for our award, for our privilege of being part of the team.
The Respect Staff Member of the Year is presented to our Associate Executive Director, Alana Weiss. Alana has been with Respect for 10 years, and although she started working with us in Omaha, she's been teleworking from Cherry Hills, New Jersey for the last few years. And while I miss her presence dearly, to say nothing of the time spent with her 4 wonderful daughters and delightful family, the truth is Alana is one of the most competent and intelligent women I know. I met Alana while attending a high holiday class at my synagogue. And just as I said about Sister Marie, I will tell you that Alana too is a great teacher, leader, friend, and role model. To say she has grown in her role within the Respect organization is a great understatement of the facts. She has grown, and we have also grown due to her strength and commitment to our mission. We are a small but powerful organization, and much of our impact is due to the fact that we have Alana. And she keeps us right at the top of every possible metric as related to human relations, marketing, grants, development, payroll, writing our newsletter, managing our website, and helping make sure we do everything we possibly can to earn the respect that we are named for. Alana, I love you and thank you.
It is such an honor to receive this award from Respect. Working for this organization is more than just a job for me. It has become woven into the fabric of my life. I started working for Respect when my oldest child had just turned 1, and she will be 11 soon. She still remembers coming to meetings with me at the market basket, and my younger children were initiated to the organization when they were infants. All 4 of my girls learned the stop and think routine that we teach our youngest audiences at a very young age. The one that goes, stop, think, how can I help? But beyond Respect being such an accommodating workplace for a mom like me, the lessons that I have learned from Respect that I've been able to incorporate into my own life have been invaluable. And I know that if those skills and resources have made an impact on my own life and my own family, it has surely done the same for the thousands of participants that we reach each year. Thank you so much for this award, and I can't wait to see what the next 10 years will bring. Respect was first introduced to Chip Thompson, our Community Partner of the Year, when about 6 years ago we needed to overhaul our website. I was immediately impressed with Chip's talent for design, but even more so his work ethic and his responsiveness. Not only that, but I could tell right away that he got respect. He was able to see how important our work was and actually offered to do a number of design updates for us at no charge simply because he wanted to contribute to our mission. Since those first experiences with Chip, he has never let us down. Even so many years after he built our website, he still troubleshoots with me anytime I have a question on how to manage a feature, or he will step in and create something new for us when we need it. He is our go-to graphic designer for our handouts and everything else, and is always generous with his time and his rates. And if that wasn't enough, Chip makes for a great friend of Respect, putting us in touch with other professionals or organizations who have missions that align with ours to help build the collaborations that are so important to us. We thank Chip for his dedication and are so pleased to honor him with this year's Community Partner of the Year Award.
I just want to say thank you so much to Patricia and Alana for this recognition. You know, really the recognition honestly goes all to you guys. Respect is an amazing organization, and I can't thank you enough for all the great work you do through your unique creative theater experiences for the kids and the focus on anti-bullying. What you've been doing for the last 20 plus years is amazing, and again, thank you so much, and I hope that you have a great event.
In the spring of 2019, I was with Respect in a small town outside of Columbus, Nebraska, watching the cast interact with students on stage when the principal of the school came over to me with the county sheriff telling me that we needed to leave school right now or we'd be stranded and not get back to Columbus, Nebraska due to flooding. We barely made it back to Columbus by the time many of the roads had flooded, and barely made it back to Omaha. Nebraska and much of the Midlands was devastated by flooding. At the time, it seemed like that was a big crisis. And it was a big crisis, but nothing like what started in the spring of 2020. This year's pandemic has been one we will all continue to live and will remember for the losses we have suffered, but also for the strength, flexibility, creativity, and fortitude shown in the face of infinite uncertainty, fear, sadness, and loss. The pandemic further illustrated to us the vast disparity of access to necessary life, medical, and health resources, often rooted in poverty that our brown and black students frequently live with. And this was tragically punctuated by the murder of Mr. Floyd. I've always been proud of what the Respect Actor educators and administrative staff do. Each of them play multiple roles in hundreds of locations. They walk into and plan for unknown situations and have conversations with students and those who care for them from all conceivable backgrounds about the most personal and emotionally moving situations you will ever hear about or imagine. We have conversations about child sexual abuse, abuse of all sorts, dating violence and suicide and depression, self-harm, drugs and alcohol, peer pressure, sexual harassment, LGBTQ, identity-based, cyberbullying, bullying of every kind. It takes a lot of talent and inner strength and caring to do this kind of work day after day for hundreds of shows and thousands of kids every year. Whether you are on stage, writing grants, leading workshops, collecting, analyzing data, talking with donors and community leaders, working with team members, it takes a lot of effort and strength. And we need each other, and it's a team effort. And this year, everyone on this Respect team truly surpassed themselves in every way imaginable, for more than I could ever possibly have asked. Together as a team, from raising money from new resources, writing more grants, educating ourselves about current issues and ever-present ones, and the ever-widening, more desperate needs of students, transforming live theater into fascinating virtual performances and experiences that will continue to encourage conversations and present students with information and resources, finding ways to edit and highlight and incorporate technology, lighting, props, costumes, consulting with others and learning and listening, having conversations on every level of our organization about race and the impact of COVID-19 on families, how to manage and cope and adapt with big and new emotions, taking research and ideas and data and transforming and writing them into written scripts to meet the needs of our students and our audiences. They did it all. They did it for each other, and so that the students we work with will have more information, more opportunities to have dialogues and conversations, to be able to try on skills, to be better at relationship building, to be better at trying on and experiencing the emotional shoes of each other, to have more resources for help, to be better resources for each other and support for their peers and community. And we still have a long way to go, but for now, I present to you the Respect Company. Paige Cottagnola is also a musician, consults with us on sound effects and all things musical. Donovan Daniels also works at the Children's Museum, and when on stage, it is frequently heard from the audience, he so gets what I feel. Daisy Friedman, a senior at Central High School, is also our lead connection into feedback from the real world of students when our student advisory committee is out of session. Manny Onade is also the author of our new Headlines of Hate and Choices, Coping with Crisis. Giovanni Quezada has also become our go-to tech department for our new virtual programming. Julia Irvin is also the person who can create anything from anything and have kids love it. A helmet, a costume, pet paws or claws, she has us covered. Aaron Winston is returning to the Respect organization to take on a new virtual position with us and is helping us review and further develop programming to facilitate conversations on race and identity-based bullying for all students. Michelle Phillips is also a well-established playwright, and for Respect this year, the author of Bub Meets Scrub, Top Secret, and Patching Things Up. Samantha Zarders, also a college student, is an experienced Respect facilitator and moderator, and has managed the new monumental task of transforming Respect live theater programs into Respect virtual programming through the process of virtual meetings and rehearsals. Paige Brenneman manages and helps support and develop the many aspects of Respect's communication network, including interactions with hundreds of Nebraska and Iowa schools, our staff, and dozens of community organizations. She represents us and is our liaison to many community organizations. She manages our Facebook and social media. This year, she was the staff committee chair of the fundraising committee and designed the silent auction website. Always learning, she is also researching distant learning opportunities for Respect. Alana Weiss has vast responsibilities, and I consider her the department chair for HR, communications, payroll, marketing, budget, and development. She manages our payroll, website, newsletters, grant development, and easily can research and learn anything she does not already know. She is the recipient of our Employee of the Year award.
Thank you all for participating tonight. We would like to thank our fellow board members and committee members, as well as Dr. Newman and the entire staff of Respect. In addition, a special shout out to Arturo Valenzuela and Westside Catering for those delicious take-home meals, and for Boys and Girls Club of Omaha for sharing their program site as a pickup location. In addition, we'd like to thank Regal Printing for their in-kind donation of printing. Many thanks go out to our event sponsors and donors for our silent auction. You can find a full listing of those in our program. And don't forget, the silent auction will remain open tonight until 9 p.m. Thank you so much.
I hope you have all had the opportunity to understand the importance of what we do at Respect, and to see for yourself the significant impact that educational theater can have in providing students with information, with starting conversations with them about important topics in their lives, encouraging them to share and listen to each other, to try to understand how others might be feeling and what their lives might be like, to consider that as human beings we all have more in common than not, including big emotions and feelings, and that there are ways to direct those emotions and feelings into positive and helpful behaviors that can make their lives and relationships better, healthier, safer, and more fun. Our theater allows students to try on and try out different ideas and possible ways of problem solving with each other. It also provides many ways to ask for help if you need it, and to share help and support with others. It gives teachers and counselors ways to reinforce their goals and objectives, and opportunities to observe their students and how they express their concerns. Please feel free to contact me and anyone at the Respect organization if you have any questions about what we do, or if you would like to sponsor one of our programs for students and children you care about. We're also providing lunch and learn opportunities and are glad to set those up if you're interested. As a theater organization, we're really flexible, and we are usually able to adapt workshops or even one of our programs to meet your specific individual needs. We have open invitations to our Community Advisory Committee and are always happy to add you to our newsletter or to collaborate on a grant or a community project. As we head into the upcoming school year, our 21st year, we plan to keep our staff very busy in virtual interactions with students. We anticipate that our programming will be focused on many more programs due to the requirements of smaller groups required by social distancing. This will require more funding for more programs than ever before. With these thoughts, please consider spending some of your charitable giving dollars with our organization. We will treat it well, and it will help many students. Please be safe and stay well. Thank you.